Hello, everybody. What is going on? My name is John, and you're watching Super Positive Games, and I'm here to break down the Game Awards 2021. They happened last night, or by the time I'm recording this, it was last night. And I'm going to break down every award, all the nominees, and all the winners, as well as all of the fresh game announcements. There were a lot. I thought this was a banger of a show. One of the best game awards ever, in my opinion, and we'll get to why that is mostly when we hit the announcements portion. So if you came for the announcements, feel free to skip ahead to them because I will be starting off with the awards first. To start off, we have 5 of the esports awards. So I'm going to fire right through those, and then we'll get to some of the more interesting ones. I'm not a fan of esports myself, but the first one, the best esports event, the nominees were the 2021 League of Legends World Championship, the International 2021, PGL Major Stockholm 2021, PUBG Mobile Global Championship 2020, and the Valorant Champions Tour Stage 2 Masters. The winner was 2021 League of Legends World Championship. Moving right along to the best esports coach, going only by their esports names: Silent, Eng, Blade, Crowder, and Coma. Coma won. Best esports team, Atlanta FaZe for Call of Duty, DWG Kia for League of Legends, Natus Vincere for CSGO, the Sentinels for Valorant, and Team Spirit for Dota 2. And Natus Vincere won. Moving right ahead to the best esports athlete, we had Simp, Showmaker, Collapse, Simple, and Tens. Simple won. And then for the best esports game, Call of Duty, just Call of Duty, CSGO, Dota 2, League of Legends, and Valorant. And League of Legends took that one home. So those were all the esports ones out of the way. Let's move on to some fun ones here, because there are a lot of fun ones and a lot to talk about. The Player's Voice Award, this was Halo Infinite, Resident Evil Village, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, and Forza Horizon 5. And the Player's Voice Award was won by Halo Infinite, a game that I haven't played yet. I'm very, very excited to play it as soon as it arrives, because I did order the Steelbook edition. It's probably sitting on my front steps as I speak. So that's Player's Voice. Moving right along to most anticipated game. The nominees for that were Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Breath of the Wild sequel, and Starfield. And Elden Ring took that one home. I am very excited for Elden Ring. I'm also very excited for Starfield. I think I voted for Starfield, but Elden Ring is right around the corner, coming, I believe, February 25th, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be a hell of a time. Moving on to best debut indie game, which I always refer to it as the Subway Fresh Indie, as it was. This category was sponsored by Subway 2 years ago, and that was pretty funny. But so I still stick with the Subway Fresh Indie. The nominees were The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim. I played The Artful Escape, and I think I voted for The Artful Escape. Well, I probably did because it was the only one on this category that I actually played. I enjoyed it. I thought the art style was gorgeous. The music was great. But the story I just wasn't really connecting with. So, but Kena, Bridge of Spirits took home this award for Best Debut Indie. Content Creator of the Year. I know none of these 5 people, but the nominees were Dream, Fusely, Gauls, Ibai, and Grefg, and Dream won that one. Best Multiplayer Game, Back 4 Blood, Knockout City, It Takes Two, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. I played Back 4 Blood and Knockout City. Back 4 Blood was okay. I didn't love it. It was just a fun experience. I don't see myself ever going back to that game. I played Knockout City, which is excellent. One of my favorite multiplayer games of the year. That's what I voted for. But It Takes Two took home the award for Best Multiplayer. Then Best Sports and Racing. F1 2021, FIFA 2022, or just FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. And that one went to Forza Horizon 5 by a landslide. Nobody expected anything else in this category to win. Forza's incredible. I also played Hot Wheels Unleashed a little bit. It's cool, but I'm actually surprised MLB The Show 21 didn't get nominated here instead of Hot Wheels. MLB was I had a ton of fun with it earlier on in the year. But yeah, that's Best Sports and Racing. Congrats to Forza Horizon 5. Next, Best Sim and Strategy, which is a weird category because simulation games and strategy games are two entirely different genres. But the nominees for that were Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2 World Domination, Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. And Age of Empires 4 won that award. I'm excited to try Microsoft Flight Simulator in a couple weeks. That's a game that came out on PC last year, obviously came to console this summer, and I'm going to play it soon. I'm going to get around to it before the end of the year, hopefully. Best Family Game, It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World, plus Bowser's Fury, WarioWare Get It Together, and It Takes Two won that one. That's an interesting category because it's usually just completely dominated by Nintendo games each and every year, but It Takes Two, the only non-Nintendo game in that category, and it won. It also won a lot of other important awards. We'll get to that. But moving right along to Best Fighting Game, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, The Hinokami Chronicles, Guilty Gear Strive with 2 hyphens beside the word strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown, and the winner for Best Fighting Game is Guilty Gear Strive. Best Role-Playing Game, which was a very interesting category, because the nominees were Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise. This was an interesting one. I believe I voted for Scarlet Nexus. I played Cyberpunk last year. It was my third favorite game of last year. And the more I think back on it, the more I fall in love with just the world of Cyberpunk. That world is just so... I just love Cyberpunk 2077. I wanted it to get the love here that it deserves, but it didn't. Instead, Tales of Arise won the award, which I played also. Didn't love it, but it was really... it was okay. I think I enjoyed Scarlet Nexus a lot more. Scarlet Nexus's characters and the relationships. It's also an extremely long game. These JRPGs are all tend to be extremely long. But I managed to finish Scarlet Nexus during the summer. Had an incredible time with it, but Tales of Arise won the award for Best RPG. Next, Best Action and Adventure, or Action/Adventure rather. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. Some really great games in this category. I just finished Psychonauts 2 yesterday. And I really loved it. One of my favorite games of the year, most likely. We'll get to that later on, but the winner of this category is Metroid Dread. I believe I voted for Resident Evil Village, another incredible game. Resident Evil Village is gunning for my game of the year. It's in that category. It's contending with a lot of other things, but Resident Evil Village is going to be way up there when I do my top 10 list this year in a couple weeks. But that was Best Action Adventure. Congrats to Metroid Dread. Moving right along to Best Action Game. The nominees: Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal. And Returnal took this one home. I believe I voted for Back 4 Blood here because it's the only one that I've played so far. I do plan on playing Far Cry 6 in the coming weeks, but that one went to Returnal. Best VR/AR game, Hitman 3, I Expect You to Die 2, Lone Echo 2, Resident Evil 4, and Sniper Elite VR. Actually, Hitman 3 is an incredible game. Didn't get nominated for anything else but this VR/AR category, which is a shame, but Shout out to Hitman 3. However, Resident Evil 4 took home this award for Best VR/AR. Speaking of Resident Evil 4, when are we going to get the announcement for the remake? That's what I'm most excited to find out about. I do want a Resident Evil 1 remake before we get Resident Evil 4 remake, but that's just a pipe dream. I love the Resident Evil remakes 2, 3, and I love the first-person games in 7 and Village, of course. Excited for what's next for Resident Evil that isn't VR, because I'm not a fan of VR games. I don't really care for VR at all. But yeah, I think with Resident Evil 4 Remake, they're trying, I bet they're trying to distance themselves a little bit from Village, because they kind of are similar in that they take place in these villages, so they want to get a little bit of time between Village and whenever Resident Evil 4 Remake is going to come out, if it ever does. Innovation in accessibility: Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and The Veil: Shadow of the Crown. Forza Horizon 5 took home that award. That's Forza Horizon 5's second game award so far. So that's innovation in accessibility. Congrats to Playground. Best community support: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV Online, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. That one went to Final Fantasy XIV Online. Best mobile game, or mobile game: Fantasian, Genshin Impact, League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite. That one went to Genshin Impact. Best indie game: this is another interesting category. 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero. I believe I voted for Death's Door. I played both 12 Minutes and Death's Door. Did not play Inscription because it's on PC only right now. Every time I see Devolver Digital post about it on Twitter, I'm begging them in the replies to please put this game on console because I need it. I need to play it. But yeah, 12 Minutes was very good. I wouldn't call it great. 12 Minutes is solid. Death's Door, on the other hand, which I think I voted for here, was an awesome game. Isometric action game. Had a ton of fun. Death's Door might end up on my top 10 list at the end of the year. We'll see how that goes. But Kena Bridge of Spirits took home Best Indie Game. No love for 12 Minutes or Death's Door. That's disappointing. Best Ongoing Game: Apex Legends, Final Fantasy XIV Online, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and Call of Duty Warzone. Final Fantasy XIV Online takes the award for Best Ongoing Game. Games for Impact: Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory: A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange: True Colors, and No Longer Home. Life is Strange: True Colors took that one home. I think that's the only award it took home. Excellent game, Life is Strange: True Colors. I'm a big fan of the Life is Strange series. I thought Life is Strange: True Colors was excellent, but I didn't love it as much as I loved the first game. I think Life is Strange: True Colors is probably my second favorite Life is Strange game, but it's an excellent game, and I think it deserved maybe a little bit more here at the Game Awards. More love for Life is Strange: True Colors. Best Performance: Erica Mori as Alex Chen in Life is Strange: True Colors, Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6, Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn in Deathloop, Maggie Robertson as Alcina Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village, and Ozioma Akaga as Juliana Blake in Deathloop. And the winner here was Maggie Robertson as Alcina Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village. I think extremely well deserved. People say Lady Dimitrescu's character doesn't have enough screen time in the game. I think that's probably true, but the screen time that she does have is extremely well done. That performance is excellent. Unforgettable performance. Like I said, Resident Evil Village is going to wind up on the higher end of my top 10 games of the year list when I get around to doing that in a few weeks. I'm very excited to talk about that game. Nothing's set in stone. There's a chance it might not make the list, but it's an extremely higher chance that it does. And I'm really clamoring to talk about Resident Evil Village if it does make the list, like I said. Probably would. Best audio design, the nominees were Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal. And Forza Horizon 5 won for Best Audio Design. That is the game's third game award. Congratulations to Playground Games and the team over there for making an incredible racing game. Shout out to Resident Evil Village's sound design. Also, excellent sound in Village. But Forza Horizon 5 takes Best Audio Design. We're getting down to the final stretch of awards here. Best Score in Music, The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Nier Replicant. I voted for Nier Replicant. I really, really, really liked Nier Replicant. The game has a lot of flaws. It is a remake, or it is a remaster of sorts of a 2010 or 11 game. I'm not sure exactly which year. 2010 or 11 game, but the music is incredible. Some of the best music in any video game ever, I think. Like, the Nier games have some of the best music in video game history. And I'm really, really happy. Out of all these awards and all the award winners, I'm the most happy for Nier Replicant winning this Best Score in Music category. The Artful Escape has great music too. Cyberpunk 2077 has an amazing soundtrack. I remember listening to a couple of those songs from Cyberpunk last year around this time. Actually, speaking of Cyberpunk, the day I'm recording this is actually the 1-year anniversary of Cyberpunk's release. A kind of weird release, not the best time for a lot of people. I love Cyberpunk 2077, but as I stated in my top 10 video last year, it's got a lot of flaws, especially when it launched. And I go into it in a big way in my last year's video. But it came out today, 1 year ago. So shout out to Cyberpunk 2077. But it did not win Best Score in Music. That was Nier Replicant's cake to take home. Congrats to Toy Logic and Square Enix on Nier Replicant's incredible music. Nier Replicant, by the way, a game that could end up on my top 10 list. We'll see how that goes. Best Art Direction, moving right along. We've got The Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I voted for The Artful Escape because at the time that's the only game in this category that I played. But since then, like I said yesterday, I beat Psychonauts 2. I would have voted for Psychonauts 2. But Deathloop won Best Art Direction, and that's actually very well deserved. I did not play Deathloop, but from what I could see, the art direction is astounding. But yeah, so shout out to The Artful Escape, gorgeous game, and shout out to Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 is on another level, not just in art direction, but just everything else. Moving right along to Best Narrative. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange True Colors, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. I voted for Life is Strange True Colors because out of this list, it's the only game that I played, barring Psychonauts 2. But the winner here is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which has me extremely excited to play that game in a couple weeks. It's really cool to see that a game like this is actually getting critical acclaim when I remember it was announced during the summer, and a lot of people, including myself, thought it would be kind of middle of the road, kind of good but not great. But when it came out, it actually got incredible reviews. The fact that it took home Best Narrative at the Game Awards last night has me stoked to play this game in a couple of weeks. So congrats to Square Enix and Eidos Montreal. I blanked on the developer for a second, but shout out to Eidos and Square for Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Final two awards here. Best Game Direction, Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Deathloop takes home Best Game Direction. And then the big one, here goes Game of the Year, which has 6 nominees. They were Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. And the winner for Game of the Year was It Takes Two. I voted for... of course, I voted for Resident Evil Village. I am glad that Hazelight and Joseph Fares won Game of the Year, because when you look back at the story of Joseph Fares at the Game Awards, him in 2017 with the fuck the Oscars thing, and then him showing up like pretty much, I think he was there every year since then, showing off A Way Out, showing off It Takes Two back, I think last year. You know, he has a long and exciting history with the Game Awards, and seeing him and his team Hazelight like go from, you know, the silly joke in 2017 to now you're winning the big one. He's taking home the big one this year. It was incredible to see. I think it's also very impressive that a co-op only game won Game of the Year. Remind you, It Takes Two, you cannot play it solo. You cannot, it's impossible to play solo. In order to play, you actually have to have two people in the game. So I think that a game like that winning Game of the Year at the Game Awards is extremely impressive. This is a EA Originals game. I think the EA Originals program is on fire. They released Knockout City this year as well. They also released Lost in Random, which the disrespect towards Lost in Random this year, not even getting a nomination, is disgusting. But that's another incredible game. EA Originals on fire. Game of the Year. Shout out to Joseph Fares and Hazelight Studios. Fuck the Oscars. It's incredible to see the story of him and Hazelight at the Game Awards throughout the years, and finally taking home the big one for It Takes Two. I'm also kind of disgusted at the lack of love for Psychonauts 2. I don't even know how many awards they were nominated for. They didn't win one. You know, Tim Schafer showed up to the awards. He was in the stands. He was in the crowd. And no love for Double Fine or Psychonauts 2. I think it was ridiculous that it didn't win a single award that it was nominated for. Psychonauts 2 deserves all the love in the world, as well as Resident Evil Village. But at least Resident Evil took home an award or two. You know? I think it was just one, the Maggie Robertson Award. But yeah, that's Game of the Year. It Takes Two. Congrats to Hazelight. So that does it for the awards. The one that I was most happy about, like I mentioned, was Nier Replicant winning Best Score in Music. Very disappointed that Psychonauts 2 didn't win anything. And I'm also disappointed that a little game called Little Nightmares 2 didn't get any nominations at all. I think that's bonkers. It came out back in February, and here we are, 10 months later? Still nothing? Like, where's the love for Little Nightmares 2? I don't know. But that's a game that's probably going to make my top 10 list, and I'll talk all about it in a couple weeks when I make that video. But that does it for the awards. Let's move along to the announcements. It's time for the announcements of the Game Awards 2021. And let me tell you, there's a lot of great stuff in here. Banger after banger. The show started off. I'm going to first start here with the pre-show, because there were a couple of great things here announced at the pre-show. So we got Tunic. Tunic got a new trailer. Tunic is a game that has been on many people's radars for several years now. I believe since it was announced in like 2016 or something. Around that time, we've been getting small updates every couple of years. And it's an isometric game where you isometric Zelda-like is what a lot of people call it. Action game where you got a sword and you play as this little fox, and there's a lot of foresty trees and everything. Really, really cute game. One of the most exciting looking indie games is Tunic, and it's coming March 16th. So this is a long-awaited indie game. Finally has a date of March 16th. It's coming to Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One. So very excited for early next year to play Tunic. Next, King of Fighters 15 got a trailer. It's coming February 17th to PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Windows 10, Steam, and Epic Games. Then the Texas Chainsaw Massacre got a reveal trailer. No release date or platforms listed. Homeworld 3, which was, if you've watched the Gearbox E3 2021 presentation, you'll know all about Homeworld 3. That showed up here again with a new trailer coming Q4 2022 to Epic and Steam. Next, a very interesting one, The Expanse. Got a reveal trailer. No release dates or platforms. The Expanse is a game based on the television show. I've never seen the television show, but it is being made by Telltale and Deck Nine, which is extremely interesting. If you don't know the story with Telltale, in late 2018, they shut down. But since then, some confusing stuff happened with some other company who bought them and got back some of the ex-developers. And so I guess Telltale is back. 2 years ago at the Game Awards, they announced The Wolf Among Us 2 is still being worked on and revived after it got canceled when the real Telltale shut down in 2018. But now they're also working on The Expanse with Deck Nine, which I think is interesting because you had Telltale doing their thing, and then you also had Don't Nod with the Life is Strange series. Deck Nine came into the fold with Don't Nod in the Life is Strange series, right? And made Before the Storm, and now recently Life is Strange True Colors. I think it's very interesting that Telltale and Deck Nine are teaming up here because they're both of the same ilk, and they were both on two sides of that coin. It was always Telltale doing their adventure games, and then Don't Nod and Deck Nine eventually doing the Life is Strange adventure style games. And now Telltale and Deck Nine are coming together to make The Expanse, which I think is extremely awesome to see. I don't care about The Expanse, but I am down for this game just because it's Telltale. Down for anything Telltale. By the way, where's The Wolf Among Us 2? Where's the update on that? I don't know. Maybe in the future. There's another Telltale game at the show here that I'll get to in a bit, but The Expanse is cool. Like I said, I love seeing Telltale and Deck Nine come together. Babylon's Fall got a new trailer. It's coming March 3rd for PS4, 5, and PC. Chivalry 2 got a new map, or it's getting a new map, called The Raid of Aberfell, coming early 2022. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which I believe is some kind of expansion, got a reveal trailer coming summer 2022. Thirsty Suitors got a reveal trailer. It's coming soon. That's an Annapurna game, by the way. Annapurna publishes incredible indie games. Evil West got a new gameplay trailer coming 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS4 and 5, and PC. A really cool looking one by the makers of Shadow Warrior. Flying Wild Hog is the studio's name. And this gameplay looks really, really cool. It looks like a third-person Shadow Warrior game in terms of the art style. It looks really great. Will it hit 2022? I don't think so, because Flying Wild Hog is still working on Shadow Warrior 3. That's probably going to come out next year, because Shadow Warrior 3 kept getting pushed and pushed. I think next year, 2022, is when it's finally going to be coming out, which would probably push Evil West to maybe 2023. But we'll see how that goes. That's Evil West. Have a Nice Death got a reveal trailer. It's coming to early access in March 2022. That's a cool-looking 2D action game. Planet of Lana, which is a cool indie game that I've had my eye on, got a brand new trailer. It's coming 2022 to Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, and Steam. That's one that got revealed during the summer. Really neat-looking indie game. I'm excited to see more about that. It has great music, too. That's coming next year. Then, to cap off the pre-show, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming March 17th to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. And that's the pre-show. Let's get into the real show now. And we're going to start off here with a lot of incredible things here. To kick off the actual Game Awards announcements list here, you might remember 2 years ago at the Game Awards when Xbox came to town and they revealed their Xbox Series X console, and alongside of it, they also revealed Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. You might also remember last year at the Game Awards when Xbox came to town again and they revealed Perfect Dark being made by The Initiative. Well, Xbox came to town again for the third time in a row. And with them, they brought the gameplay reveal trailer for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I've been looking forward for them to show off this game for a very long time now. Ever since the game got announced 2 years ago. For about 2 years, I've been looking forward to actually seeing gameplay footage of Hellblade 2. And it happened yesterday. And we got like a 5-6 minute gameplay trailer of Senua. I mean, I'm going to put the footage up here of the trailer. You're watching it now. I've never seen anything quite like this before. I think this is a game that obviously Xbox has had this void in their portfolio for quite some time. They've done a lot of work in other areas to bolster different genres, right? They've got a ton of Western RPGs coming. You know, you look at Fable, Starfield, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2, and all that. They've got a ton of first-person shooters. You know, Halo Infinite just came out. You know, they got the Doom franchise. They got the Wolfenstein franchise in the Bethesda deal and all that. Perfect Dark is also a first-person shooter game. The one genre that they have yet to fill is that cinematic, third-person, narrative-driven action-adventure game. And Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 Ninja Theory with this game is going to lead the charge for Xbox in this next generation. Hellblade 2 looks outstanding. I mean, I can't even... You're going to have to look at the trailer yourself. Senua's leading her people into this cave, and there's this giant monster, and they light it on fire with spears and torches and all that. And it looks, from a visual fidelity standpoint, it's one of the best games I've ever seen. And they made a point. Jeff Keighley made a point to remind us that, yes, it's all gameplay. Somehow, all of it's gameplay. You got Senua, running forward, turning around, falling on the ground. The camera's going all these different directions, but yet it's all gameplay. I'm very interested to see more of this game. And we didn't get a release window here, but if you'd ask me when I think this game is actually going to come out, I'd say probably 2023. I don't think it's 2022. We might see more of it in 2022, maybe at E3 or maybe at next year's Game Awards, but I think Perfect Dark's going to be next year's Game Awards. I think it's a late 2023 game, but it's probably my most anticipated Xbox game right now. I have no other words to describe it. You're gonna, like I said twice before, you're gonna have to just look at this trailer for yourself. It is, like I said, Ninja Theory here is going to lead the charge for Xbox into the third-person cinematic narrative-driven space that Xbox has been absent from in the games industry for so long. I'm very happy to see Xbox kind of address these holes in their portfolio. And, with, like I said, the RPGs and all the first-person shooters, and now Psychonauts, Double Fine potentially filling that gap in the mascot platformer department. Now the third-person cinematic narrative-driven genre. Yeah, I'm just excited to see Xbox finally begin to fill in that gap in that portfolio. But this is a trailer that I'm going to watch, 30, 40, 50 more times by the end of the week. I mean, it's stunning. It's stunning. I've been waiting to see this gameplay for 2 years, and I'm glad that we all finally got to see it. This game's going to be something special. Loved the first game. This game is going to be special. But we have to move on. I can't sit here and talk about this trailer and Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 all day. By the way, I do wish before this game comes out in 2023, I wish that they swap around the Senua's Saga and Hellblade 2. It just doesn't make sense that it starts with Senua's Saga : Hellblade 2. So hopefully they swap that around for the actual release. But got to move on here to Star Wars Eclipse. It came out with a reveal trailer. I don't know much about this game. It's made by a studio called Quantic Dream. I think they're responsible for Detroit Become Human and other games like that. This is all a cinematic trailer. It looks like it's taking place in I don't know these terms in Star Wars, the New Republic or something. From what I could tell, it looks a lot like prequel era setting here in the Star Wars universe. I'm not sure what exactly the game's going to be because I'm not really all that familiar with Quantic Dream or their work, but I'm excited to see more about it. I mean, I'm excited for anything Star Wars. I'll keep an eye on this one. Up next is Lost Ark with a new trailer. It's coming free to Steam on February 11th. I think that's some kind of MMO, if I'm not mistaken. But moving on to Wonder Woman with a reveal trailer. This is an interesting one. It's made by, of course, WB Games, but more importantly, Monolith Games is the developer on this one. They are known for the Shadow of Mordor series. And why I think this is an awesome fit for Monolith is because when I think back to, I forgot the main character of the Shadow of Mordor series, but when I think back to the movement of that character and how you move around the world of those two games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, I think Wonder Woman is a perfect fit for how that character moves around. And I could already picture how fluid Wonder Woman's movements are going to be in this game. It's probably extremely early in development, although Shadow of War was Monolith Games' last game, and that came out in 2017. So if they've been working on Wonder Woman for a while, ever since 2017, I'd imagine it's closer than we expect. Monolith seems like a really nice fit for Wonder Woman here. I'm excited to see more. I think WB Games, and we'll get to more on them coming up, but I think WB Games has a lot going on right now. I think they've got Gotham Knights coming next year, presumably. They've got Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League coming next year as well. They've got a lot going on, and I'm excited to see Monolith Games coming up with a Wonder Woman game. Very excited to see more about that. Again, hopefully it's closer than we think. Alan Wake 2 got a reveal trailer 2023 for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and Epic Games. The bangers keep on coming. This was like three in a row here. Alan Wake 2, a long-awaited sequel to Alan Wake. I recently played Alan Wake Remastered that came out in October. Really, really enjoyed the gameplay. The gameplay in Alan Wake is great. Didn't really connect to the story, though. So I'm hoping with Alan Wake 2, I'm very excited for this because, this is one trailer that actually got me up out of my seat. In the history of the Game Awards, the only other thing that got me out of my seat was The Wolf Among Us 2 in 2019 when that was announced to be, revived by Telltale, I guess. But Alan Wake 2 got me out of my seat because, I am familiar with Alan Wake now. I played the games, played both DLCs. I don't love the story, but I really like the gameplay a lot. And Alan Wake 2 Remedy is doing very well. And this trailer gave me a lot of Control vibes, too. So I'm excited to see their new style that they've developed with Control mixed with Alan Wake because they are in the same universe. I think that's been confirmed. So I'm excited to see another Alan Wake, but with the Control style, those colors, the editing, the fonts, all that stuff with Alan Wake. Alan Wake has long hair now, which I think is awesome. I didn't like his hair or his clothing. Hopefully that he gets like a leather jacket or something in this one because he had this sweater for the entirety of Alan Wake 1 that just looked really ugly. Alan Wake 2, 2023. So a long wait for that one, but very excited to see more about it. Got to move on, though, to Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie. So the Game Awards sometimes has movies and TV stuff in it. This year, there's like 3 or 4 movie and TV things. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 showed up. It has a new trailer. It's coming April 8th, 2022. Whatever. I love movies. I love movies more than the next guy, but not at the Game Awards, especially not Sonic 2. The first one was okay. I'm not clamoring for Sonic 2, the movie, but it's here. Moving on to Horizon Forbidden West, got a brand new trailer. It's coming, of course, February 18th for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Cool. This trailer was kind of very short. A lot of cuts. It wasn't like a demo, like a walkthrough like they usually do. Very quick trailer, and it ended pretty abruptly. This was just like a, hey, we're still coming out in February kind of deal. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is coming to Epic Games Store on December 16th. This one got me up out of my chair, but was the ultimate heartbreak, because when I saw Final Fantasy VII Remake pop up, at first I thought it was part 2, but then I thought, no, this is still the first game. This is still part 1, but is it coming to Xbox? Is this the announcement? Because I've been waiting for this game to come to Xbox for like 2 years, and it still hasn't come. I thought this was it. I got up out of my seat. Nope, coming to Epic Games Store. So I'll keep waiting for this game to come to Xbox. Hopefully it does one day. But for all you Epic Games Store people, you get it December 16th. Destiny 2 The Witch Queen DLC got a new trailer. It's coming February 22nd. Then Slitterhead, which is an incredible name for a video game, got a reveal trailer. I believe it's by one of the creators of Silent Hill. It looks extremely interesting. Horror game with all these weird creatures, humanoid creatures and all that. The trailer had incredible cinematography. One of the final shots was these buildings and then the plane flying extremely close to the roof of the buildings. I thought that was, from a cinematic point of view, an incredible shot. That one stuck with me. But Slitterhead, no release date or platforms revealed so far. Then Nightingale got a reveal trailer. That's a kind of survival game that actually has a pretty nice art style. It looks kind of interesting. I think it's, if I remember, some kind of steampunk vibe. Beat Saber was up next with Lady Gaga music available in Beat Saber tonight. Shout out to Lady Gaga and her movie House of Gucci. That's out now. I saw it a couple weeks ago. But this is not the movie awards. This is the game awards. And we're going to move on to the Lord of the Rings Gollum with a new cinematic trailer. I believe that was CGI, coming to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. I don't believe there was a release window attached to that trailer. I've never seen a Lord of the Rings movie, so I'm not really that excited for this game. I do plan on seeing the Lord of the Rings movies someday, but not today. PUBG Battlegrounds, play free on January 12th, is what I have written down, because none of that makes sense to me. PUBG Battlegrounds is a game that's been out for, 4 or 5 years now. Play free on January 12th? What does that mean? I don't understand. That trailer was not clear at all. If you're interested in knowing what the heck that's about, you can go ahead and look that up on your own time, but I could not make sense of that trailer at all. Next up was a game called Somerville, got a brand new trailer. This is a game by a studio called Jumpship, which is made up of former people from Playdead Games. Playdead Games, of course, made Limbo and Inside. This game, Somerville, seems like a relative of those two games. It looks incredible. But I'm not as excited for it as much as I loved Inside. Inside was very sci-fi, but it was a much more subtle sci-fi. Here in Somerville, you got green lights and lasers and beams all over the place, but it looks really cool. The art style is impeccable. I'm very excited for Somerville. Hopefully it grabs me. This trailer didn't really do much for me, but hopefully when the game comes out, it can actually grab me, like Playdead's games did, Limbo and Inside. Shout out to Jumpship for Somerville. Up next, this is a long-awaited game here, or DLC. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course DLC, is finally coming out on June 30th, 2022. On all the platforms it's already on: Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch, Steam, and GOG. Cuphead, a lot of people love Cuphead. In 2017, when it came out, I played it. I don't think I got past the first island. So here in June 30th, when this comes out, this DLC, I'm thinking about revisiting Cuphead, giving it another go, and potentially playing through the whole game if I'm good enough. That's an extremely challenging game, but I want to really like give it an honest go this time. It's been 4 years since it came out, and I want to give it another try. What better time than June 30th when the delicious last course finally releases? Sonic Frontiers got a reveal trailer. It's coming holiday 2022 for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. This is an interesting one. It looks a lot like Sonic Breath of the Wild. It seems to be this open world action adventure game with like semi-realistic like grass and trees and rocks, and then you got like this blue character Sonic. It looks a little weird. I am not a huge fan of the 2D Sonic games, I'll admit. I grew up with the 3D games like Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure Battle 2, or Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I still to this day don't know what the actual title of that game is. Stuff like, I think Sonic Unleashed is another one. So I grew up on those 3D Sonic games. I really dislike 2D Sonic games because I'm the type of gamer who I really like being thorough. I like not missing anything, making sure I see everything. And the nature of the 2D Sonic games, those classic games, are you go, go, go. You know, there are different paths. You're missing rings. You just got to keep going and moving and running to the right side of the screen. And there's, you know, it's very time trial-y, and you get the ranking at the end, and it's like not my type of jam, those games. I prefer 3D Sonic games, and it looks like Sonic Frontiers is going to be that. You know, put a sword in his hands, you know, make him run around an open world. I'll have my eye on Sonic Frontiers. It's the first Sonic game in 80 years that I'm actually interested in. So that looks cool. I think a lot of people, the majority of people, watched that trailer and thought it was like crap. But like I'm coming from that 3D Sonic background, and I'm kind of excited for it. I want to see what it's all about. I'm going to keep that one on my radar. Yeah, that's Sonic Frontiers next holiday. Next, another movie, Nightmare Alley. It's got a new trailer. Moving right along, Warhammer Vermintide 2 Warrior Priest is out now for Xbox and PC, and it's coming to PlayStation 4 in January. Up next is Chia, spelled Tchia. New trailer, spring 2022, PlayStation 4, 5, and Epic. Up next, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League got a gameplay reveal trailer coming 2022. Still no actual solid release date, which is odd, I think. It's coming to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC, of course. Yeah, so this was the gameplay reveal for Kill the Justice League. I think it looked interesting. What intrigued me the most is I got a lot of notes. I got notes of Sunset Overdrive by Insomniac, especially with the Deadshot gameplay when you're using your jetpack and you're using the environment to move around a little bit. I think with King Shark, I think you could climb on walls or something. I'll put the trailer up here, but like I got a lot of, especially with all the colors. It's an extremely bright and colorful game. It's set in Metropolis, of course. A lot of blues and purples and all that. It reminds me a lot of Sunset Overdrive and the way that Deadshot shoots down at his enemies on the platforms and on the ground. Very Sunset Overdrive feeling from that. So I'm not extremely excited for Kill the Justice League, but I'm going to play it, and I hope that I like it. This trailer was solid. It's a solid time. I want to see more from it, though. I want like a good demo breakdown of, is this a live service game? Like I still don't know. That question to me is not answered. Is this going to be like a live service game? Is it going to be a good experience when played solo? I want like a solid walkthrough demo of it, but this was more of like a sizzle reel kind of deal. Fun trailer, but we got to move on to Forspoken. Got a brand new trailer coming May 24th to PlayStation 5 and PC. Next, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine got a reveal trailer coming to Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and PC. Saints Row got a new trailer coming August 23rd, 2022 to Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Epic Games. Saints Row, when it was announced during the summer, I was pretty excited for it, but now my excitement is kind of dwindling for it. It kind of looks more generic than ever. This trailer really did not do it for me. And it's a shame that it got delayed to August. I think it probably needed the delay, but like in terms of my excitement for it, that's not really a good August game in my opinion. I would have liked to play that earlier on in the year, especially since it's not looking like it's going to be anything more than just a blow stuff up, extravaganza. It's not going to have a great story. None of the characters look interesting at all. This trailer kind of killed my hype for Saints Row. Hopefully that changes with whatever else we see from Saints Row moving forward before its release. Hopefully I get excited for it again. But this trailer really did not do it for me. Fall Guys cross Nightmare Before Christmas, so you're getting Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, skins and all that in Fall Guys. Moving on to Dune Spice Wars, got a reveal trailer. It's going to be in early access in 2022, coming to Steam. I think it's I don't know if there are any Dune video games out. I don't know the history of Dune video games, if there is even a history at all, but I think it's extremely exciting to see an IP like Dune, this not brand new, but like this sci-fi epic IP that's finally coming to the mainstream, like Star Wars, like Marvel. It's finally emerging into the mainstream in terms of the movie world. It's exciting to see a Dune game, a game being made from that. Spice Wars is going to be, it looks like a real-time strategy game. So it's not really my cup of tea. I don't really love RTS games. It's not really my jam, but I'm excited to see a Dune game, period. Hopefully we get more from that IP as it grows in popularity, as the movies keep coming out and everything like that. Like, I want Dune to be the next Star Wars. I know that's an extremely high bar to hit in terms of just relevancy and staying relevant in the mainstream for decades, but I'm hoping Dune can be like the next sci-fi thing in the mainstream movies and video game worlds. So really cool to see that. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands got a brand new trailer. It's still coming March 25th, 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, by the way, I still have not finished the first Borderlands game. It's been an ongoing battle since 2014 I started that game. I've been playing it on and off here or there. I think the last time I played it might have been in 2019 or 2018. But I still have yet to beat the first Borderlands game. I am extremely behind on Borderlands, but Tiny Tina's Wonderlands looks like it's going to be a fresh start for me to be able to jump into. I'm kind of craving that Borderlands art style, and in a fantasy world like this, like I'm very excited to play this game just for like the dumb, stupid fun, just for the silly characters, just to have a good time. Like Saints Row and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands both announced at the same event in the summer, both had release dates or release windows of spring. Sadly, Saints Row got pushed to August. But Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is one in March that I'm looking forward to playing. Just have a good time, get into the loot system, get into the loot grind. I'm not really a huge fan of looter shooters, but like, give me the fantasy setting, give me the Borderlands art style, and I'm good to go. I'm excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands just to have a good time. Among Us VR got a reveal trailer. Coming to PlayStation VR, MetaQuest 2, and Steam. That's cool. Good luck trying to get your friends to buy VR systems to play that. That's never going to happen. DokeV got a musical performance, but no, I don't believe there was any. I don't know what the release date for this game is or the platforms. I'll probably put it up on screen. if I could find that information, but got a musical performance here. Cool. Genshin Impact got a new character question mark. The trailer was very unclear. I couldn't deduce exactly what the trailer was announcing for Genshin Impact. If you're interested in that, go ahead and look for that on your own time. Now we're getting to a couple of good ones here. Steel Rising got a reveal trailer. It's coming June 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Steam, and Epic. It was a cinematic CGI trailer, so I don't exactly know what the gameplay is going to be, but from what I could tell, it's likely going to be a third-person action-adventure game with a really, really badass-looking mechanical main character with like fan blades as weapons. It looked like the character alone sold me on this game. That main character, I don't know what her name is, but she looks awesome and badass. And it's like, I think it's like a steampunk kind of vibe I'm getting from Steel Rising, but no solid release date, June 2022. I'm not sure it'll actually stick the landing of June. Games like these kind of AA action games usually slip and slide a lot. That's what they tend to do. But Steel Rising is on my radar 100%. It reminds me a little bit of Atomic Heart, that first-person shooter game that's still not out yet. But yeah, very excited to see more about what that game is. Steel Rising, I'm writing that one down. Metal Hellsinger got a brand new trailer. This one's been on my radar for the last couple of years. It's a Doom-style first-person shooter with a metal soundtrack that you're timing your shooting to the beats of the music, which is an incredibly cool concept. The protagonist looks like awesome. It's like this demon with wings and horns. It looks like an incredible time. Doom-style music. The music's incredible. Metal, heavy metal. It's coming 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. Still no solid release date, which is disappointing. At least give me a month. Like, this is a game that I've been keeping my eye on for years at this point. Keeps slipping and sliding. It was supposed to come out in 2019, then 2020, now 2022. Hopefully this game actually comes out next year. Metal Hellsinger, that's one to keep your eye on if you're a fan of first-person shooters, Doom, or heavy metal music. That is an incredible looking game. Rocket League Sideswipe is a mobile game, and it's available now. I couldn't figure out if this was an actual game announcement or an advertisement, because nowadays in the Game Awards, you're getting a lot of advertisements for games that have already been out, like ongoing games like Rocket League here, where they're just like kind of showing off the latest updates or expansion packs and everything like that. I don't know if this Rocket League thing was a brand new announcement or an ad. So I just included it anyway. There you go. I'm not going to cover, I should have mentioned this before, but I'm not covering any of the advertisements from the Game Awards. Sometimes it's hard to tell what's an ad and what's not, because the ads usually roll one after the other for like a couple minutes, and it's hard to tell exactly when that, tell them apart from the actual announcements. Google Play Games coming 2022. That lets you play mobile games on PC. I think that's a pretty cool feature for you Google Play people and PC gamers out there. Star Trek Resurgence got a reveal trailer. It's coming spring 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Epic. From what I can tell, this is a Telltale style game because I don't know the exact studio that's working on it, but it's being made by ex-Telltale people. So this is going to be from what I could deduce from the trailer, a Telltale style Star Trek game. What I really love about this, I'm not a fan of Star Trek at all. Maybe one day I'll watch the movies or something, or play some of the games. But from what I could tell, what I really, really liked about this game is, Telltale exploded in 2018. It fell apart, and all those talented developers had to go their own ways and find new jobs. And it looks like some of them, like I said, this is being made by ex-Telltale people. Some of them have been able, it looks like, to have those big name IPs to work on again. Because Telltale has an incredible resume, a portfolio as a studio of big name IP from Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy they worked on, Batman games, The Walking Dead, and I could go on and on. They have a ton of other stuff that they did in the past. They could use that to get stuff like Star Trek. Even if they're not a part of Telltale anymore, they could get those licenses for games like this, and it's really cool to see ex-Telltale people still getting to work on big name franchises like Star Trek Resurgence. Rumbleverse got a reveal trailer. It's coming to early access in 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and Epic Games Store. This is a game, looks like another cartoony multiplayer, AA multiplayer game. It's being made by Epic Games. The trailer was probably the worst trailer of the entire Game Awards, but we got to move on to a good-looking game. That's A Plague Tale Requiem with a brand new trailer. It's coming 2022. Disappointed we still don't have a date yet. To Xbox Series X and S, Game Pass, PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC. A Plague Tale Requiem is one of my most anticipated games of next year. I loved Plague Tale Innocence in 2019. It was one of my favorite games of that year. Very, very excited for this sequel. It was first revealed at Xbox's E3 show this summer. I expect it to be out, I expect it to be a summertime release, but we don't know. We just have a window, 2022. But I'm very excited to go back and then continue the story of Amicia and Hugo in A Plague Tale Requiem next year. Highly anticipated for me. Dying Light 2 Stay Human got a new cinematic CGI trailer. Like we needed another one of those. It's coming February 4th, 2022. The reason I say that is because Dying Light 2 has been in development hell for the last 5 years. We've seen time and time again brand new trailer every single year, whether it's gameplay or cinematics. We've seen a million trailers and a million things. We've heard about this game a million times, and to put out yet another trailer for this game, I think is silly at this point. It was an extremely well done cinematic trailer, but how much more do we have to hear about this game? I'm almost excited for it to come out so I could stop hearing about it at every game show forever. But February 4th, I actually recently, I think the end of the summer, I played Dying Light 1 for the first time. Really enjoyed my time with it. I am looking forward to Dying Light 2. It's not my most anticipated game ever, but I will play it. This trailer was cool, but I don't think we needed any more information about this game. This is a game that kept slipping and sliding. It was supposed to come out this December. Got delayed 2 months, but yeah, Dying Light 2, still coming. Crossfire X got a brand new trailer. It's coming February 10th to Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One. This is a very interesting one because it's being made by Remedy Games. At least the single-player portion is. The multiplayer portion has already existed in Japan for years at this point, but this is going to be packaged. It's going to be packaged with the brand new Remedy campaign, which actually looks extremely cool. It looks like a kind of Call of Duty campaign turned up to 11. Call of Duty campaigns over the last few years have been on the decline, I feel, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it. But Crossfire X is looking like a really, really good Call of Duty style campaign with incredible characters, incredible action, and all that. Very, very excited that it actually has a solid release date, because this is another game that kept slipping and sliding. It was supposed to come out last fall, supposed to come out this fall. It's finally coming out February 10th. So very excited for Remedy's Crossfire X and the multiplayer that's packaged with it. Fortnite Chapter 3 got another, I believe this was another advertisement again. I think Fortnite Chapter 3 has been out for a couple weeks now, or a couple days. This is probably just an ad, but I had it written down here anyway. Vampire Masquerade Blood Hunt coming spring 2022. It's going to be a free-to-play game, and that's going to be on PlayStation 5 and Steam. GTFO is out right now. It came out with a launch trailer here at the Game Awards, and it's coming to Steam. This is a game that I've been hearing about time after time for the last couple of years. It doesn't really interest me, but it's finally coming out. It's actually out right now. It's finally out. Good for the devs on finally getting that game out the door. The Halo Paramount Plus series got a brand new trailer for 2022. I don't really care about television shows or series or anything like that. So I care a lot about Halo Infinite. Very excited to start playing that, like I mentioned earlier. But yeah. Then we're coming up on the end of the show here in terms of the announcements. Elden Ring got a brand new trailer coming February 25th, of course, 2022, to Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC. I believe, I don't know if this is confirmed, but I think this was the opening cinematic of the game, which is extremely disappointing. It's an incredible cinematic. I don't want to see the opening cinematic unless the disc is in my Xbox. I don't want to see that unless I'm actually in the game about to play it. So I don't like when these game studios just flat out show chunks of cinematics, especially intro opening cinematics before the game is out. Because it's going to be extremely disappointing to start up that Elden Ring game and it's the cinematic that we saw at the Game Awards 3 months ago. How disappointing. So I hope that's not the case, but it probably is. Great trailer, though. Very, very excited for Elden Ring. It's going to kick my ass. But I am hoping to actually power through it and find ways to actually progress in a game like this. I have a bleak history with Souls games. I played 20 minutes of Dark Souls 1. I played about half of Sekiro, or about a third of Sekiro, before calling it quits on that. Mortal Shell, which is not a From Software game, it's an indie game or a AA game. I beat that last year. I think that was one of the first Souls-like games that I've ever beaten, was Mortal Shell, and of course games like Jedi Fallen Order. Which is not nearly as difficult as an actual Souls From Software game I beat. But I'm excited for Elden Ring for the challenge. I know I said that before Sekiro came out and I got my ass beat, but this time is different. All right, I'm here to actually play through this game and beat it. I'm here to beat all those bosses. I'm here to explore the open world, which looks incredible. Elden Ring is one of my most anticipated games of next year, and I'm so happy that it's coming out early in the year, so that I have the whole year to just struggle through it, or not struggle through it. Maybe I'm good enough so that it's not that much of a struggle, and I get good and I persevere through this very difficult looking game. I am ready for Elden Ring. That's a lie. I'm not ready for Elden Ring, but I never will be ready for Elden Ring. Something that you just got to go and do, and into the fire, as they say. I don't know if they say that. Got to move on here to Synced Off Planet. Got a brand new trailer. 2022 coming to Steam. Then Arc Raiders got a reveal trailer coming 2022 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Steam, and Epic. That's an actually really cool looking one. You're battling a bunch of, I think it's like an online co-op game or something, battling a bunch of cool looking robots. Arc Raiders. Then, to round out the show, we got Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss of The Matrix fame, with the Matrix Resurrections trailer, which another one that got like a really, really brief, abrupt ending to it. Yeah, it's coming December 22nd. Very cool. But with them, they also showed off The Matrix Awakens with a reveal trailer, and that is out right now on Xbox Series X, S, and PlayStation 5. It's free. So this is The Matrix Awakens is interesting. It's an Unreal 5 experience, as they call it. I don't quite know exactly what that means. I think it's some kind of tech demo. I don't think it's it's not a full game. It's some kind of demo that's showcasing the Unreal 5 engine with The Matrix, and from what I can see, it looks incredible. I don't know if I'll try it out, just based on the fact that it's not a full game. But it is free, so I might check it out. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm way more excited for the movie that's coming out this month than this Unreal 5 experience. So that does it for the Game Awards 2021. A lot of great awards. Shout out to Hazelight Studios and It Takes Two. Shout out to Playground Games for winning 3 awards for Forza Horizon 5. Shout out to Nier Replicant for winning Best Sound and Music. Shout out to Maggie Robertson for winning Best Performance for as Lady Demetrisk. Damn you Game Awards for showing Psychonauts 2 No Love. Damn you Game Awards for showing Little Nightmares 2 not even one nomination. But anyway, those were the awards. These have been the announcements. My highlights of the Game Awards, there are many. Like I said before, I think this was the one of the very best Game Awards. If we're talking about strictly announcements, one of the best Game Awards ever. You know, when you open the show with Hellblade 2, Star Wars, Wonder Woman, Alan Wake 2, those were 4 out of the first 5 announcements of the Game Awards. Incredible show. My highlights, of course, Hellblade 2, or Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Very, very pleased with what I've seen from this gameplay footage, and pleased that Xbox is finally filling in that cinematic, narrative-driven, third-person action-adventure hole that's been plaguing them for years and years and years. Thank you, Ninja Theory. So yeah, Hellblade 2, Star Wars Eclipse, another highlight. Excited to hear more about what that situation is. Wonder Woman was incredible to see. Monolith, I feel like they're going to knock that one out of the park. Hopefully it's closer than we think. Alan Wake 2, another highlight. I enjoyed Alan Wake Remastered. Really excited for the future of that. Another highlight, I love seeing Somerville, and although the trailer didn't do much for me, very excited for that game. Love seeing Cuphead DLC. Want to get back into that next summer. Sonic Frontiers intrigued me. I'm going to keep my eye on that. Saints Row, disappointed, but it's still cool to see. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands gets me hyped. Steel Rising, Metal Hellsinger, both incredible looking games. Plague Tale Requiem, very excited for that. Dying Light 2, of course. Crossfire X, February 10th, excited for that Remedy campaign. And seeing Elden Ring again, although I'm disappointed that it was probably the intro of the game. Just love seeing Elden Ring. Jeff Keighley brought out his pot friend. If you watched any of the footage from the betas that went on a couple weeks ago for that game, for Elden Ring, you'll know about this pot character, and Jeff Keighley brought him right out on stage. It was a funny moment. But yeah, very, very pleased with this year's Game Awards. Congratulations to all of the winners of the awards. Shout out to all of the nominated games and all those studios for their very, very hard work on making incredible games that we all love to play. Shout out to the future of video games. 2022 is looking outstanding. I mean, let's look at 2022, for example. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Saints Row, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, Steel Rising, Metal Hellsinger, A Plague Tale Requiem, Dying Light 2, Crossfire X, Elden Ring. And then you look at stuff that wasn't at the show, like Breath of the Wild sequel, God of War, Horizon, Starfield, Redfall from Arcane. By the way, shout out to Arcane for winning a bunch of awards for Deathloop. Arcane's an incredible studio, but incredible stuff here. Very pleased with the Game Awards 2021, but that's going to be a wrap. Thank you so much for watching and sticking along here. Very, very excited to do my top 10 list in a couple of weeks. Some of the games like Resident Evil Village and Nier Replicant and Psychonauts 2 that I talked about in the awards segment are probably going to show up on the list, and I'm extremely, extremely excited to talk about those. So until next time, I've been John. This has been Super Positive Games. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.